Hey, what's going on, guys? Nick Trigili here, IBB Pro, giving you live updates of the 2019 Arnold Classic Men's Physique Division. So, taking first place is obviously Andre Ferguson. I think he literally took this show by storm. I don't think anyone could really stand next to him. Raymond Edwards took second place. Those were my top two who I had in the show I did this week for the Arnold Classic. Both those guys are just literally superior physiques. Front to back, they literally have no weaknesses. Their physiques though are apples and oranges because of the difference in the structure and the height. But Andre Ferguson is obviously the top runner going for the Olympia right now. Then you have Chiron Holden, who took third place, who I think got a pretty similar physique to Andre Ferguson, but he's not as full in the chest and delts. I think he's got a great package, which I think in a couple of years he'll be going toe-to-toe with the rest of them. And then Logan Franklin was a surprising fourth place. I believe he took seventh place here last time, so he moved up a couple spots. I'm glad they're rewarding him because he deserves it. He's got a stellar physique. Looks like something that's come out of a statue. Very, very tall guy, broad in the shoulders, extremely tight waist, trim serratus obliques. Definitely brought his conditioning. And then George Brown was fifth place. And then rounding off the top six was our comeback king here, Physique. Glad to see him back in the top six of the men's physique. Now, this wasn't your best placing for Physique. Obviously, he was in the top two, possibly the front runner to win the Olympia the next year, but he obviously bailed ship and went over to Classic Physique. Did not like how the outcome of that was and came back to Physique now. So I'm curious to see what happens to Physique from here going forward, if he's going to continue to compete, if he's going to go back to the drawing board. Same with the rest of the guys that didn't win this show. You know, these guys need a lot more points. It's not like bodybuilding where you can win a show and sit back and wait to do the Olympia. These guys have to keep competing. But some of these guys, do you go back and keep building, or do you go back and try to keep winning shows right now and get points? You know, Andre winning this show was a great win for him to give him momentum going into the Olympia. Same with Raymond. But the rest of the guys that are in this show, there was almost 30 guys that didn't allowed into this show this year. So there's a lot of guys that are going to be fighting for positions for the Olympia this year. The physique class is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, like massively bigger, more than any other class. It's growing at a rapid rate, so the competition is only getting more fierce. But you seem to see a trend, though, in these physiques now with the way that the physiques are going for the men's physique division. They have a very hard, separated, I'm not going to say they're bodybuilders up top, but they're very close to it. These guys are not small guys. Remember, there's no weight cap in this division. It's only a height. It's no more height or anything. So these guys can come in and be big up top. I mean, there's really no saying, hey, you're too big, you're too small. So it's very interesting to see what they go for, the trend. I remember when Physique left this division, it wasn't that type of the look because Jeremy was winning at the time. And Jeremy Buendia, I don't know how he would have stood against this top six right now. Jeremy has obviously got a stellar physique. I think he's got one of my favorite physiques ever for the men's physique. But these guys are big, man. Like, these are big guys. When I see the photos of them, I'm like, wow, they're literally bodybuilders up top. So it's going to be very interesting to see what type of trend they keep along with Classic, because obviously we saw the winners of that, and to see where they divide it. So I'm glad to give you guys up-to-date coverage this year for 2019 Arnold Classic. Thank you for everything. Thanks for listening to Generation Iron. And stay tuned for whatever we have upcoming. And this is Nick Trigili signing out. 2019 Arnold Classic.